Unraveling my fear of being feminine. Femininity, something that has shaped who I am before I even realized I was a conscious being with autonomy. Femininity, by definition, is qualities or attributes regarded as characteristic of women or girls. As long as I can remember, I heard sayings such as, girls don't do that, girls don't act like that, girls look like this, making it feel very black and white and right and wrong on how to perform femininity. Yet by the time I entered puberty, being feminine was categorized as the most uncool thing you could be. Such sayings like, you hit like a girl, or you run like a girl, making femininity feel bad. You needed it to be this impossible girl that doesn't exist, by the way, but she's a guy's girl. She can keep up with the boys, but also be unremarkably beautiful and smart. God forbid she's dumb as a doornail. She's got to know about cars, sports, and drink beer, smoke cigarettes, but also know how to cook and clean and wear makeup, but not too much makeup. And God, don't be clingy. She doesn't exist, and the latter was demonized aside from the entire conversation about girls being taught to be out of touch with their body and their bodies being sins for just existing. At the ripe age of 12, not understanding what femininity was, it turned into a liability for me. Okay, let's take a deep breath. I know. That was a lot. Okay, yeah. I was like, nope. Femininity is dangerous. It gets you exiled, it gets you bullied, it gets you shunned. And as time went on, at the tender age of 18, I feel like terms like the divine feminine and your masculine energy became so commodified and such buzzwords that it just confused the fuck out of me even more on what the fuck femininity is and how I'm supposed to embody it. I feel like I was having thoughts like, okay, well, I have to provide for myself because no one's going to. So I must constantly be in my masculine. So what does that mean for me? Is that why I'm constantly feeling like shit? No, babes, I was depressed. That's why I was constantly feeling like shit at the tender age of 18. And so then still not having a real clear vision of what femininity was. I feel like I painted this impossible vision of like this ethereal goddess that I knew I was never going to reach. So that way I didn't have to deal with the idea of femininity and I could just shove it down to the core of my being and not deal with it. And just like, okay, let's just not talk about it because I don't know what the fuck this means or how to deal with it or how to embody it or how to present this in my life. Like I don't know anything about anything. So that is honestly that has been my trauma response for a lot of things, to just not deal with them. And now, at the age of 27, I finally feel overly ready to just untether all of the strings of what femininity means to me and try and fully embody it and not repress it anymore. I also feel like it's, like I said, this year for me is a year of allowance and just allowing myself to explore what femininity means to me, and it's exciting. I realized not that long ago that I had a ginormous fear of being feminine and embodying femininity. Like I said, growing up, I felt very black and white, right and wrong as to how to perform femininity and how to embody it. And so I always was just like, well, I'm never going to be perfect, so why do it? And so it just became this bigger and bigger fear of embodying it. But yeah, I created and developed and reinforced this fear of being feminine. Like I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it right, so I might as well not do it at all, which is the dumbest. Sorry if any of you think that way, but for myself, that was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. I'm gonna take that back because I'm giving myself grace because I didn't know better. So now that I know better, I do better. But that's no longer the thinking that I choose to go down. The line of thinking that I choose to go down anymore. Editing Mar here. This is the side of my living room that you guys don't ever get to see, but I love it. Anyway, I feel like I wanted to come on here because I genuinely slightly feel like I'm having two separate conversations. Like, one, how femininity is presented, and the other one is embodied. And unfortunately for myself, I didn't allow myself to really explore either. And yes, while they are intertwined, I feel like the one that hits more to my soul is how to embody femininity. And I definitely think it's a year of allowing myself to explore how I present femininity as well, like just allowing myself to be hyper feminine if I want to. And on days that I feel like dressing a little more masculine, absolutely allow myself to do that too. But I feel like the more that I come back to about how to embody femininity, aside from everything that I'm talking about, because I do feel like I kind of hit the nail on the coffin. That's never the right saying. I always fuck that up. Anyway, what I mean of like how to embody it, it is right. I feel like a lot of my life experiences taught me very early on that feminine traits of openness, capability to ask for help, just softness, empathy were a liability and were bad. Like I should suppress them because they didn't bring me anything fruitful. They didn't help me survive. But in reality, I'm realizing they're obviously not a liability at all, and they actually keep me so grounded and so human feeling. And the more that I dissect like what I really feel like femininity means to me is allowing myself to stay soft in spite of my life experiences, because of those life experiences where I did quote unquote have to step into my masculine energy from such a young age. Now the way that I view it is like I'm just a good adult. I'm really fucking good at paying my bills. I'm really fucking good at providing for myself. I'm really good at solving my own fucking problems. Like, but that has transpired in the sense to where now I'm so over onto that side of never asking for help, never letting anyone in, never accepting help from others, like even when it's offered and I didn't even ask. I have such a hard time doing that. So when I've realized like, oop, I think I may have girl bossed a little too fucking hard. So I want to embody more femininity. I want to be more gentle with myself. I want to be able to ask for help again. I want to let people in and let my walls down, even though I know that people can disappoint you, but it doesn't mean everyone is going to. And that's really the only way that I will be able to connect with other humans, which is such a beautiful thing. And I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, but yeah, I feel like presenting feminine is not a liability. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's art, it's incredible. And embodying femininity is even more wonderful and incredible because it allows for such wonderful human connection. And I am trying again with the like theme of allowance this year. I'm allowing myself to stay soft in spite of all of my life experiences, my lived experiences. Okay, sorry, Cariño, I still have a little more to say because I'm in yapper mode now. Also, my skin just looks incredible right now, and I could cry because like 2 years ago I was having the worst skin issues of my life. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, I feel like for so long I wanted to get an award, I wanted to get some sort of recognition for the amount of shit I was carrying on my plate, for the burdens I was handling for everybody. I wanted people to look at me and be like, wow, you are doing incredible, sweetie. You are keeping it together in spite of everything going on in your life. And newsflash, no one's gonna fucking tell you that. Like, no one is going to give you a pat on the back. And the only person that is continuing to suffer was myself. And I I didn't get a cookie. I literally almost wanted to fucking kill myself. YouTube will probably get this video taken down now. Just kidding. My videos don't ever get pushed for shit. Anyway, but yeah, I wanted some sort of like praise, like, girl, you're doing amazing in spite of everything, you're holding on. And I feel like I also found a lot of like my worthiness and parts of my identity in being the problem solver, in always being the mountain, the pillar for people when they didn't have anyone, because when I don't have anyone, I don't have anyone, and I know that's a shitty feeling. So I liked the idea of being able to be that pillar and that mountain for people, and it's probably why I became a therapist, which is really sad, but but here we are anyway. Yeah, so the more and the older that I get, I'm just like, fuck that shit. You don't get praise, you don't get recognition, you end up with crippling mental health. And I keep coming back to this realization of like, you don't have to do life alone, you don't have to do these things alone. There's so much beauty in community and letting people know that like, you don't have your shit together, we're all struggling, and we can find communion is not the word, like we can all find beauty and peace and shared lived experiences in the fact that we're all suffering and that nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing. And that to me is also a part of femininity, of like this willingness to share and be real and be vulnerable with others, of the lack of having your shit figured out. And that goes back to what I was saying of like allowing myself to stay soft in spite of my lived experiences, and also putting that like slightly egotistical bit aside of like wanting a cookie for struggling the most and still being like staying above water, you know? Like, girl, that's fucking stupid. Go find community, go find your tribe. It's okay. For me, what I came up with is femininity to me means being aware and connected to my body and emotions, embodying acceptance, love, and openness towards myself and others, and confidence in knowing that those qualities are not liabilities, but incredible strengths. Gosh, I'm so fucking insightful. But I feel like that's what I mean. I feel when I mean femininity, and as I said in like one of my short videos, I feel like there was a period of time when I was embodying this. I was like 23 to 24, and it was just this openness to life, and I felt so connected to myself and my desires and my goals for life, and just I was really focused and honed in on who I was, and confident in the things that I wore, and just I can't even really, I did put it into words, I don't know why I was going to say that, but I was really so sure of myself and didn't care for the things that were not for me. And I was really accepting of and loving towards myself, and then life happens and it teeters you off the path. And now I realize like it really teetered me off the path, but reinstilled that those qualities aren't liabilities. There's so much strength in being able to be so connected to your body and know what you want, and be so loving and accepting of yourself, and letting yourself try new things without judgment or critique, and thus like projecting that onto other people and allowing other people to try new things and change and pivot and explore different facets of themselves. Like, there's so much beauty and strength in that. I love you guys. Peace and blessings, and I'll see you guys in the next video.